Do not obey. Zombie talk. I've seen some fish you cannot explain.
What's up, guys? It's me, Do Not Obey, and let's just get into this video. Now, you guys have probably been wondering why I've been going a little ham or a little crazy with the Doppelganger series. Well, it's because I have a personal experience with doppelgangers. Now, a lot of you guys that have followed me from the beginning should have seen the story. I put a little story together with me narrating the background of what my son's father had experienced. And the reason why I'm doing these videos, because it has, to this day, as I'm sitting in this chair, affected me emotionally, mentally, spiritually as well. Now, I just want to tell the story with me just sitting here because it's a true story. A lot of my stories that I do, I always give the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know how many of you guys that are following me now have seen my personal doppelganger story. Hence why I've got a whole doppelganger series going on and will continue, because I know it is real and it does happen and they do exist. Now, I'm just going to jump right into it. If you guys have seen my video the first time I met a medium or whatever, I kind of end the story where I was working on some things with me and some things happened. Well, before the major incident had happened, my son's father had got a message from the medium saying that she just felt like, something was attached to him. And he had played with a Ouija board back in high school. We didn't know each other then. And I've always told him that I feel like he has something negative attached to him. He's a good guy. I can even say that to this day, even though we don't speak. I feel like it's because he is controlled by a demonic energy. And I think a lot of his family members have demonic energy on them. I really do. It controls them. I think it's deep-rooted. I think it's set back in their lineage. A lot of people have family curses. I feel that I got one in my family, but I also recognize that he could possibly have one in his. Ooh. So, I remember, let's see, so normally it's me, his brother, because his brother was living with us. That's another story. I did take care of his younger brother up until he graduated high school. We got him through high school. Thank you, Lord. Without his mommy's help. And if she looks at this video, I don't care, because I don't like you, lady. But anyway, so Devin was gone that night with one of his friends. That's his brother. And we were basically at the end. Now that I look back on the story, we were basically at the end of our relationship as well. Things for years were bad. I wouldn't say any cheating. I never suspected him of cheating or anything like that. It was mostly his little side things he would do, his little personal problems that him and his mom had together, that I never agreed with, but who am I to judge, whatever. Everybody may have their own little fix, okay? Some fixes are just harder than others, right? Anyway, so Devin had left that night, and I remember I went to bed early because I remember he cooked. He was a good cook. That's one great aspect that I could say I only miss about him, is that he was a good cook. And keep in mind, this has been years, like years. We've been separated for, I don't know, 8 years now, thank you, Lord. So, yeah, I remember we probably got into an argument, because by the end of our relationship, that's all we ever did. Lord knows I'm free. And I went to bed. Now, I'm speaking as if I'm him. Now, he says that he's sitting on the couch Now, how I know he wasn't under any type of crazy influence is because that night I knew he just, you can trust me or not, but I know it wasn't under any type of influence, because even if he was under any type of influence, he's never talked spiritually. He's never really talked about ghosts. I'm the opposite of him. I'm all into the unusual stuff, and he's more of the scientifical, logical stuff. Like, I can bring stuff to him. Yeah, he'll listen to me, but he wasn't one to go out and research and want to know more of this world. He was more in the world instead of wanting to look around in the world. You know, he was caught up in like the rest of these humans. So he said he's sitting there on the couch, and he's eating later. I already ate. I remember I put my plate up. I was mad as hell. I remember I shut my door and everything, went to bed, dude. I was out. I had a we have a bathroom in our bedroom, so there's no reason for me to go to the other bathroom all the way across the house, okay? We had a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, full bath house. Like, there's no point, okay? So he's sitting in the living room, and the living room's in the middle. So if I was to pass him at any time, the living room is the center nucleus of the whole home. You can go this way to get around to the bathroom from the living room, or you can go this way to go to the kitchen, but it's still going to loop you to, it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, excuse me. It's still going to link you to my son's room, Devin's room, kitchen, walk around. You got the laundry room. You can come through there, come through here. Boom, you're in the middle of the house, and then our door would be right there, you know, behind, going into our door, and then, you know, you got the front door and back door, whatever. So there's no way that I could have passed this man without him seeing me physically pass him if I was going to play a joke. And we never pranked each other anyway because, I don't know, his issues. So he's sitting on the couch, and he says that he you know, he looks over and he sees Devin walking out of his bedroom. Now, keep in mind, Devin's not there. I know for a fact Devin's not there. Devin went and spent the night at his homeboy's house. Like, Devin wasn't even there all day. And Devin, like, comes up to him, and he, like, stares at him weird or whatnot. And he's looking at him like, yo, what's up, bruh? Like, and he just looks at him, doesn't say nothing, turns around, and walks back into his room. Well, he said he didn't think much of it. He finishes up his food. He takes his plate. He dumps it out in the trash. He puts it in the sink, and he goes into Devin's room like, bruh, it's empty. He said he looks outside. He looks in my son's room common. He's asleep. And he goes into my bedroom. I'm still in there knocked out, whatever. So he's like, He's one of those people that, if I swear, if a ghost was to walk up to him and smack him in the face, he still probably wouldn't believe it. Right? So he said he sits back down. He starts watching TV. And I come from the kitchen. Now, keep in mind, our bedroom's on the opposite side of the house. The kitchen's on the opposite side of the living room. The living room's in the middle. So I have to physically go through the living room to get to the kitchen, period. Okay? And he says that I'm standing at the sink, and I'm looking out the window, because there's a little window by in the sink in the house that we had. You could see out to the hills and the fields. It was just a beautiful area. And speaking of that, I have to tell you guys a story of my neighbor had a square crop circle in his cornfield. May have to tell you guys that. So yeah, so he's sitting there, and I'm looking at the sink. Just not looking at the sink. I'm standing at the sink. I'm looking out, I guess like this, he said, literally. And he says that he walks up to me, and he's basically right here. And he says, Chelsea, hey, what's wrong with you? You okay? And I guess he thinks I'm ignoring him, because I would do that when I'm upset. He says that I look over at him. But when I'm looking at him, I have like this, just this eerie look. Like, and he said that it freaked him out enough that he just walked off and just left me standing there, sitting there, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen, like standing there looking at the sink. He went to go sit back down on the couch, I guess, to start watching TV. Now, I don't know if it finally struck his mind that, okay, Devin's not here. Chelsea went to bed. So he said he got up, he went back and looked through the other rooms again, and then he went back to my door, and I'm in there knocked out, drooling and everything. And keep in mind, the Chelsea that he seen had on totally different clothes. Like, I was dressed. Me, the real me, which this still affects me to this day, because I had another version of me in my own house, to where it could have reached out and touched me, or touched someone, right? And I'm in a t-shirt and probably drawers or boxers, dude. I'm knocked out. I'm not in a full shirt and jeans and tennis shoes standing midnight. Keep in mind it's midnight. It's way late. Looking out the damn window. So of course he tells me the story the next morning. Of course I believe him. I know he's not joking because he literally sits down and tells me, I need to tell you something. And I'm like, what's wrong? What'd you do? What happened? Like, what is it? And then he proceeds, to tell me the story. I wanted to sit down and tell you guys the story again because this shit was real and it has affected me to this day. And I've always wondered if that doppelganger existed then, does that energy still exist? Like, has there been another me somewhere else seen by somebody and they always thought it was me, but it never was? And to this day, they probably think we had a conversation. You know what I mean? It's just weird. And what's strange is that a couple months after this doppelganger encounter, my son's father ended up going into the hospital. And I'm not even going to get into that story. I probably brought it up 1,000 times in different stories, but I'm just not ready to tell what happened. But just know that he almost lost his life. He was in a coma for 4 days. And he went somewhere and seen some things that he never believed in. So I can tell you that I know that a God is real. I just don't know what it is, right? I'm telling you. So I just wanted to re-bring this story again for those that may not have seen my doppelganger video. It's not me sitting here. I did a cute little video and had, it was like a movie. But I wanted to let you guys know, like, yeah, I edited, I made it look all fancy. But it is a true story, and it affects me to this day. It keeps me wrapped up in these stories because I was part of a doppelganger. It used me and it used his brother. His mom wasn't seen or nothing. Maybe we were the closest ones to him, or it could only manifest what was in the house. It was able to, it's like it cloned me, dude. You know what I mean? In a way, I feel like, I'm not saying touched or Me Too movement or nothing like, nothing like that, or nothing like that. But I feel violated, though. Like, I feel like you use my inner entity. You use my face. You use what was given to me by a higher power to create what I look like. You use that for whatever purpose the spirit did, and it scares me, and I'm scared it'll happen again. I'm scared that I may go through it, if I do, I will definitely let you guys know. But I just wanted to bring the story again because it still affects me. And I know that in some of the comments when I went back to the video that I did, it's a year ago, I think some of you guys had experiences like that or have heard. A lot of us have heard about doppelgangers, but I have had personal experience of being used. And then my son's father had the experience of seeing the entity use me. So I'm going to leave this right here. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. And like I say, guys, do not obey. Stay woke. Peace.